back to Ding!
But slightly different.
Yes, you may have noticed there are just two of us. Ehsaan is not here. Sad times.
Sad.
Where is Ehsaan, Pete?
Well, Ehsaan is a very busy person. And because he is so talented, he is very much in demand. And we've realised that maybe we have been hogging him from the rest of the world.
Damn. So I suppose we have to share him. That's what we've learned.
Yeah.
So I guess he's free to go and do whatever he wants.
Like an animal being released into the wild.
Yeah, I know. It's like
He's
we were
free.
nurturing him in Ding, and now he's gone off into the world.
Don't worry, Ehsaan will be back, as will the rest of season 2 very soon. But until then, Farah and I will be keeping you company with this bonus content that we like to call Ding, the Perfect Playlist. Ooh.
So what is a perfect playlist, you may be thinking? Well, the perfect playlist would include a song for literally every moment. No matter what you're doing, the perfect song is on there. So you'll never need another playlist for a soundtrack for your life ever again.
And seeing as the best things in life do come in threes, we will be inviting a guest every episode to come and take up the position in Music Corner. We have sent them a few different scenarios and asked them to bring in a piece of music or a song that best reflects how they would be feeling in each of those moments.
So hopefully, with the help of our guests, we will slowly compile a list of many scenarios that could occur to you in life and the perfect song that could be playing in your head in that moment.
Mm-hmm. And there will be an actual playlist that you can go and find, follow, and enjoy to your heart's content. Either follow us, Ding, as artists on Spotify, or just search for Ding, the Perfect Playlist. So each week we'll be adding each guest's choices into the playlist. If this is the first episode of Ding you've ever listened to, please do go back and listen to all of season 1 and season 2 to see what we normally do. We are a comedy songwriting podcast where each episode we write and produce a brand new song.
That sounds good, Pete. If I was the audience, I would go and listen to all of those episodes.
And you can also follow us on all social media at Dingfloob, DINGFLOOB.
So yeah, without further ado, shall we introduce our first guest?
Yes, let's. Our first guest this week, contributing to Ding the Perfect Playlist, is a very good friend of ours. He is a transport planner. We're going to find out what that means. And he also does amazing work for the LGBT plus community, both throughout his industry and for the world. Please welcome Julian Phatarfod.
Hi. I'm now
Interesting.
scared that I'm having to fill Ehsaan's shoes. Geez, great. Thanks for the anxiety, team. Brilliant. I'm so happy to be here.
Are you joining us from Germany?
I am in Germany. I escaped the wonderful islands to back over to the fatherland for lockdown 2. This is actually great because during lockdown 1, I listened to Ding as one of my jogging tracks in the background. So it's fantastic. And now in lockdown 2, I get to be part of the making of the next set.
Full circle.
You get
Giving back. That's all I call it.
the magic will be lost for you now. You see what it's really like. Is it lockdown in Germany at the moment as well? Then
lockdown light. So it's essentially the same except retail is open. So
oh my god, that's like the diet version.
It is the diet version. I think Germans don't really like online shopping, so they're just like, we need to keep the shops open.
What is a transport planner for those of us who don't plan much transport?
We plan transport. All the decisions that go behind. Oh, yeah, no, just say the word again, and then hopefully people get it. Figuring out who needs to go where, when, how, and why in the future. In reality, spreadsheets. But we're not allowed to talk about spreadsheets anymore, thanks to track and trace.
Mainly focused on trains. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. If anyone knows me, it's probably the trains. Before anything else. I'm not yet at that level of like standing at the end of a platform with an anorak and a black book level of trains, but somewhere in between, quite the appreciator of train. Yeah. It is the superior mode of transport. If anyone else out there is wondering, it is the best way to get around. It's sustainable, it's green, and look, they're really cool. So take the train.
What's your favorite train
That's it. You do not want to open that box on this call. That's just no.
Pete was just mentioning about the work that you do with the LGBT plus network with your work and across the industry, I guess. So do you want to just tell us a bit more about what you do?
Yeah, so like on top of my day job with trains, my gay job is very much working to make our workplaces more inclusive. I work in the wider field is engineering, construction, the built environment, which is never necessarily considered the most inclusive place to work. So it's been a lot of work to do. So for the past 5 years or so, I've been working together with a lot of really passionate colleagues of mine, but also not just at my company, but across the industry to try and change the image of it a lot. There are lots of little things from policies and processes and systems to work on just to make everybody feel included, welcome, and be the best that they are. At the end of the day, we want to be able to perform our best at work, and the only way to do that is if you can bring your whole selves to work. In some sectors, some industries do that better than others, and I'm hoping that ours can get there too.
That's so
Absolutely.
awesome. That's amazing. Yeah.
The most eloquent person who's ever been on Ding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That's
Julian,
good.
I think that leads us on to one of the first scenarios we put to you,
Oh dear.
which was a song for that moment when you're talking to someone and you feel a little bit of spit land on your face. We've all been there.
We've all been there, and we've all wished we had the perfect song for that moment.
Yeah.
Topically, this takes a whole new relevance in Corona times. Like, I
That's true.
presume the scenario is, like a non-Corona period, but like, because like, is it like, did you just give me a deadly virus? Like, I don't know. Like, is this like, are we in the territory of like dead girl walking from Heathers? Like, is that like, is that what comes on?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Oh.
That's a good shout.
But I feel like in normally, like if it was like a normal time, there's only one option here, and it's "Leave, Get Out" by JoJo. Straight away, that's like one of my personal like power songs. When I'm like, I am done. Like if that happens, I'm like, nope, and then that's it. Walking away, leave,
love
get
that.
out. Right now, it's the end of you and me.
That is so fantastic. I feel like when that song used to come on when I was younger, it would be like the moment where I felt like I knew what emotions were. You'd be like, leave, get out. As a like preteen, and you're like, this is what grown-ups feel. Real pain.
Yep.
This is how grown-ups deal with awkward situations. They just leave and get out.
It's like when he doesn't text back in 3 minutes.
Would you say to someone who spat on your face, would you be like, you just spat on my face? Or would you just sort of awkwardly walk away?
Interesting. Like I'm toying with the idea of doing like a really big passive aggressive wipe, like but not say anything about it. Or just awkwardly stand there and let it evaporate. I don't know.
You'd be like, this is part of me now. I have to wait. I've definitely had moments where I'm talking to like someone who's important, maybe an interviewer or something like that, and then felt spit on my face and then felt like I had to leave it there. But then I'm wondering if they've noticed it too, and there's a drop on my face and they're going, God, I wish she would just wipe it away. But I'm not doing it. Neither of us are doing it. We don't address
like
the situation.
Awkwardly lean forward and be like, sorry, there's a little...
Like a mother with a child, just like doing a little spit wash.
Did you ever? Did you guys get that as small children as well, where your mum would like just spit on a tissue or something and be like, "Let's just clean you up," and I'd be like, "This is filth. Stop it now."
I think the moment that the spit hits is about near the like the final chorus where she's like, "Get out!" Like that really big hit. I don't know where it happens. But yeah, this is the kind of like me walking away, being like,
I'm liking to think that all of the backing singers are the other people in the room when this has happened.
Yeah,
maybe your fellow colleagues or someone else on the tube, just like, why? Get out.
No, I think that's an excellent choice. That's
a very good choice.
That's a good start. We've made a good start to the playlist.
Obviously, we've established Julian is a big lover of trains. That could have connotations. Is that something?
Julian looks so angry.
Next question.
So another scenario we put to you was the song that plays in your head when you look up at the screen and, of course, your train is delayed.
Now, obviously, you've given me a question about trains, but you do realize that most normal people would be inconvenienced by the situation. But me, it's just like #blessed. I've got some more time to look at some trains. I've answered this for the sake of your playlist, but for me, I'm like jamming out, like enjoying the situation.
Yeah.
Being like, yes, another 4 minutes. Actually, 4 minutes would have been a good song.
4 minutes.
But anyway,
Is it
but no.
Madonna? Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually not 4 minutes on the album,
No.
which is the
What?
most annoying thing I've ever seen. Anyway, like that's like, why would you not make a song called 4 minutes?
If you're
four
gonna
minutes
call it
long?
4 minutes, you're just making you're opening yourself up to criticism if it's not 4 minutes long.
Yeah, I keep forgetting who told me that. Someone did recently. But if you're listening, write it in the comments.
Yes, Julian!
Who's a YouTuber?
Done. Oh, I'm getting the hang of this. I'm trying to put myself into the shoes of someone who doesn't like this scenario. But
Nice.
I'm going to choose
We appreciate
something.
the effort.
I don't know, just like, what do normal people think?
That's what I'm like existing in life in general. How would a normal person react to this situation?
But no, definitely the song. And if Emily Bates and Jenny Galloway are listening to this, the song, and you will appreciate this, is "What You Waiting For" by Gwen Stefani, because it's perfect. Because even the tick-tock, it's yep,
There it is.
getting you through that wait time.
You see, this is great because I'm like the sort of person you were talking about, where I would get a little bit annoyed if my train was delayed. But this would just turn the whole platform into a party. So I wouldn't even notice the time passing.
Sometimes I find myself dancing on train platforms.
Is there anything else in that song in particular that sparks that scenario for you?
No, not really. I just want to be jamming there, watching trains fly by.
And I think we've got to get Gwen in there as soon as we can onto the playlist.
Yeah,
you know.
That did also play into my mind about, we need some tribute, to the great artists.
Give them the streams. Give the greats the streams. Solid choice, though. I like that. But if it was, let's say, the scenario you were talking about before, where you're like, actually, you enjoy the delay, what would your choice be then?
Yeah. Have you got a second option? What a wonderful world. Okay, so the next scenario that we really need a song for is one that's quite close to my heart because it happens to me, I'd say, on quite a regular basis. What is the song that should play when you trip over in public?
I think every time I see Farah in public, she trips.
This situation is entirely dependent on whether or not you save the fall. Like, do you fall graciously, and then strut it out, bossing, pretending it didn't happen, hair toss? Or are we talking like full on middle of the street, flailing about like an upside down turtle kind of thing? Like,
yeah. Bag has come off. Contents of bag in the middle of the road.
Yeah, everything.
Run over.
Yes, upturned everything. Papers fly everywhere. Okay, so if it's performer, because let's face it, like I always save all my falls. So you've tripped and you kind of like step, looked a bit awkward, and then you got there and you just pretend nothing happened. And you walk off being like, that was all part of the gig. That is what I expect every fall to look like.
Wow, it's not just how it feels for you, but that's what you expect of others. So if you see someone fall over in an ungracious way, you're like, well, try harder.
Try harder. That's like full on Schadenfreude.
Germany,
get that in there. Actually, you know how a lot of people say Schadenfreude is their favorite German word because, happiness at the misfortune of others. It's a fantastic sentiment that Germany has a word for. But when it's about, tripping over in public, for example, it's not really Schadenfreude because you don't want, other people to be misfortunate. But there's another word, and it's my more favorite word. I think some of my friends will know I keep harping on about this, but it's Fremdschämen. And that's embarrassment on behalf of someone else. So like Fremdschämen, it's like shame of the stranger sort of thing in terms of the etymology. But Fremdschämen is my favorite word. Like when you're embarrassed for someone, that is brilliant. If, the situation presents itself where I do actually just give up and that's it, meet proper on the ground, that's it. I'm just like, here, I don't know. I would say, like, I'd still want it to be like a tune. So, like, I definitely opt for something like Tragedy. The Steps version, not the original from the BG. Definitely the Steps version. Sorry, BGs, but...
Imagine the moment. You've just fallen. You've hit the ground. You open your eyes.
Is that the one that starts
And-
off with "Don't"?
and you hear
no,
this.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up.
I'd expect the people around that watch to just start doing the choreo as well.
I was going to say, everyone around you would be in formation, dancing around you.
Absolutely.
It's
Being
actually-
no help at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But making at least the moment entertaining.
Being embarrassed on behalf of me. Brilliant.
Yeah. That's a really good choice.
Too good.
Tragedy. Yes. When the feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's tragedy.
Is that referring to the feeling in
When
your
the-
legs, perhaps?
Feeling in my soul.
Guys, did I ever tell you that when I was on holiday in Japan, I went to an onsen, which is like a spa. It's a spa where quite often you're supposed to be naked. And I went there and I fell over in the onsen and just tripped over full on naked on the floor. It was very embarrassing, but the only person watching me was like a little old lady, so it was fine. Tragedy
What song
didn't
was
get
going
played.
through your head?
She was very alarmed when I started singing Tragedy. Oh,
Too
God.
good.
Love
Now I want to
it.
know what everyone else would do, like what everyone else or anyone else would have in their head.
For me, what's coming to mind, and it might just be from the age of like Vines, but I'm imagining just the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune played far too loud, just like zooming in on my disgraced face on the floor.
Oh, that's so bizarre.
That's too good.
So this scenario that we're coming to now is you drop your phone, but the screen does not crack. So it's, I guess, a moment of terror followed by maybe relief.
Yeah, so this is what another one which is highly dependent on whether or not the phone falls face down or upright. Now, I presume you mean the former and not the latter. Like if it does fall upright and it's on the floor, and that's when like it's oops, I did it again. Like, oh well, I just dropped my phone again for the 50 millionth time, and the screen's fine. Actually, but not the whole thing, just the opening, the dum dum. Oh yeah.
That's all you need.
But I presume you mean that it did fall face down. So you're like, wait, you need that anticipation. This is peak gay, by the way. It needs to be the Chromatica 2 to 911 transition.
There it is.
There it is. So it's just like, what is it? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? As you're leaning forward, you pick it up and then you turn around and it's yes.
If anyone didn't know, this episode was recorded in 2020.
Yeah.
If that didn't just give it away.
That just didn't give it away.
You see,
Yeah,
I
go on.
don't know if we can allow this, Julian, because technically what you've done there is you've added 2 songs to the playlist.
Ooh.
I think that's allowed because it is a very specific feeling, isn't it? And it is music.
True.
And they're both by the same artist, Lady Gaga. She's got us covered.
That's true. Just make sure you never shuffle the playlist. Otherwise, you'll never experience the moment.
I did have it on shuffle once, and it was the most disappointing thing ever. So,
Excellent. So we are on to our final scenario, one that is the most awkward moment to get out of, I think. I think it's a hard one to avoid. You can't, tripping, maybe no one saw you. Dropping your phone, like you said, the screen might not crack. But turning up at a party wearing the exact same outfit as someone else, how do you get out of that?
So what came to my mind immediately, you know that scene from Glee where Sylvester has this like monumental anger attack, and then she goes throw stuff around and they bring in Carmina Burana, the O Fortuna, that would be playing.
Yes.
Open the door, someone's got the same thing. I'm just like, rage.
As you trashing the party.
Yeah, all the sound dissipates and all you hear is the O Fortuna. Yeah, that would be
That's so
that.
good.
I think is the thing is though, but I don't know if that like straight up rage is the go-to.
Yeah.
So that's
I love
option
that
number
choice.
1.
Straight up.
Option number 2, which I'm going to have to make a decision for the sake of your playlist, but option number 2 is just like inhale and going straight into Don't Rain on My Parade. Don't tell me. No, it's just like walking away.
I like the idea of you going up to the person who hasn't maybe even realised that you're wearing the same outfit yet, and you're just singing angrily in their face.
Again,
Yep.
I'm imagining a lighting change at that moment. Just spotlight on you.
I think
Don't
all of
tell
these
me
Immediately.
not to live.
these all have lighting changes somehow.
Submit your song and also your lighting plot. for
Yeah,
this
yeah.
moment.
I think we have to go with Kamina Burana to get some classical music on here to make it a diverse sort of range of different things. I mean, I do
Yeah.
love Babs, but we can put her into something else later. You know, someone else can put. I feel like "Don't Rain on My Parade" is such a versatile song that will go into many scenarios.
Oh, it's perfect.
They walk in the door, you spot them.
You rip off your coat in anger. Oh, it's so perfect.
The
Everyone
rest of the party
stops.
gets shelter. Look for shelter.
All the other party guests just stop and look and part ways so that it's just you and the person.
Me flipping a table.
In slow motion, obviously.
That's all of our scenarios.
Too funny. Too funny. Forevermore, these scenarios are going to be in my head. And you're going to know. You're going to be fine. Immediately will be texted.
Well, thank you very much, Julian,
Thank
for
you
being
so
our first
much.
guest.
Thanks for
I'm
joining
very
us. on Ding.
excited. This is also my first podcast ever, so this is very exciting indeed.
Oh,
But yes, it's been an absolute honor to be on the program with you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
thanks
Thank
for
you very
coming
much.
on.
It's very exciting to start having guests, so thanks for being the first one.
No, it's a fantastic idea, and so I can't wait to see all the other ones. Yeah, I'm very invested now.
Thank you so much, Julian, and thanks to all of our lovely listeners too for coming with us on this brand new adventure of Ding the Perfect Playlist. Please remember that you can find the playlist on Spotify if you look up Ding the Perfect Playlist or if you head to our artist profile page.
So do join us next week when we will have a new guest in Music Corner and we will have some brand new scenarios and songs for you. But until then, Farah, I feel there's only really one thing left to say. Leave. Get out.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.